The moon appeared dimly in the pitch-black sky, casting its eerie glow on the ancient trees that loomed like silent sentinels in the heart of the Enigma woods. The air was thick with the scent of damp earth and decaying leaves as I walked slowly through the shrubs, my footsteps muffled by the thick carpet of moss beneath my boots. My name is Oliver, and my heart pounded in my chest as I stumbled deeper into the heart of the forest, guided only by the dim beam of my flashlight. Beside me, my friend Alex moved with a nervous energy, his eyes darting around, if expecting the shadows themselves to pounce. "We should have never come here," he muttered, his voice barely audible over the rustle of leaves and distant creaks of ancient branches. The idea to explore the Enigma woods had been born out of our insatiable hunger for adventure, a craving for the unknown that gnawed at us like a relentless hunger. Legends whispered of a forest witch who dwelled within, her presence an unseen force that twisted reality and ensnared those foolish enough to enter her realm. As we walked slowly deeper into the woods, the silence grew oppressive, broken only by the distant hooting of an owl or the occasional snap of a twig beneath our boots. The shadows danced menacingly, each one concealing the secrets of the ancient woodland. Suddenly, we stumbled upon a clearing bathed in an unnatural glow. In the center stood a gnarled oak tree, its branches twisting like skeletal fingers towards the heavens. At its base, a figure cloaked in darkness awaited, the forest witch. Her eyes gleamed like molten gold, piercing through the shadows that clung to her form. Long, tangled hair cascaded down her emaciated shoulders, and her bony fingers curled around a twisted staff adorned with feathers and bones. "Welcome, intruders," her voice echoed through the clearing, sending shivers down our spines. "You dare tread upon sacred ground." Fear clenched at my throat, but curiosity held me captive. The forest which spoke of ancient powers and forgotten rituals, weaving a tale of a pact with the very heart of the woods. She claimed dominion over the trees, the animals, and the very fabric of reality within her realm. As the witch continued her ominous monologue, Alex's unease escalated into panic. He grabbed my arm, his eyes wide with terror. "We need to leave, Oliver. This isn't right," he pleaded. But I was enthralled, my gaze locked with the golden orbs that seemed to draw me in. The witch's voice resonated in my mind, a haunting melody that lulled me into a trance. "Stay," she whispered, and the world around us shifted. Trees contorted, their branches forming grotesque shapes that whispered twisted secrets. The once familiar path vanished, replaced by an ever-shifting labyrinth of roots and shadows. I struggled to maintain my grip on reality, but the forest witch's power was overwhelming. Panic gnawed at the edges of my consciousness, threatening to consume me whole. As Alex and I stumbled through the labyrinth, the forest itself seemed alive, a malevolent force conspiring to keep us within its grasp. Whispers echoed through the twisted branches, each word a taunt, a reminder that we were mere playthings in the hands of an ancient power. Time lost its meaning, and we wandered deeper into the heart of the Enigma woods. The air grew colder, and an unnatural fog clung to the ground, obscuring our vision. Shadows danced at the periphery of our senses, and the forest witch's laughter echoed in the hollow spaces between the trees. Exhaustion gnawed at us, both physically and mentally, as we stumbled upon a dilapidated cottage nestled between the gnarled trunks. It seemed to materialize from the shadows, a relic of a forgotten time. The door creaked open, revealing a dimly lit interior adorned with peculiar symbols and flickering candles. The air within was heavy with the scent of herbs and decay. The witch stood in the center, her eyes never leaving us. "Rest, my guests," she cooed, her voice sending shivers down my spine. The Enigma woods will not release its prey easily. As we collapsed onto tattered cushions, the room seemed to warp and twist. The walls pulsated with an otherworldly energy, and the very fabric of reality wavered. I could feel the weight of the forest pressing down on my mind, the boundaries between nightmare and reality blurring into a disorienting dance. Hours or days passed, the concept of time lost within the enchantment of the cottage. Alex and I were trapped in a waking nightmare, our bodies and minds subjected to the whims of the forest witch. She toyed with us, bending reality like a masterful puppeteer. In the depths of our despair, a whisper of sanity clawed its way to the surface. I met Alex's desperate gaze, and a silent understanding passed between us. We had to break free from the witch's web before it consumed us entirely. With newfound determination, we rose from the cushions, our movements sluggish, if the very air resisted our escape. The witch observed with a twisted satisfaction, her eyes gleaming brighter with each step we took toward the door. As we crossed the threshold, the world outside the cottage greeted us with an eerie stillness. The labyrinthine paths had transformed into an open expanse, the twisted trees casting elongated shadows that seemed to converge on a single point. A sacrificial altar. The realization struck us like a bolt of lightning. The forest which demanded a price for her ancient power, and we were mere pawns in her cruel game. The altar beckoned, its stone surface stained with the echoes of forgotten rituals. The witch's laughter echoed through the clearing as we stumbled toward the altar, our movements guided by an unseen force. Fear clenched at my heart, but a primal instinct to survive propelled us forward. As we reached the altar, the forest witch's form melded with the shadows, her presence surrounding us like a suffocating cloak. The air grew heavy with anticipation, and a guttural chant emanated from the depths of the woods. In that moment, the forest itself seemed alive with malevolence, a sentient entity reveling in the suffering of those ensnared within its grasp. Alex and I exchanged a final, desperate glance, our silent communication, conveying the grim understanding that escape was no longer an option. The chanting reached a crescendo, and the air vibrated with an otherworldly energy. Shadows constricted around us, binding us to the altar like sacrificial lamps. The forest witch's eyes glowed with an unholy light as she raised her staff, preparing to unleash the culmination of centuries-old power. A blinding flash enveloped the clearing, and the world fractured into shards of reality. The forest, the witch, and the sacrificial altar melted away, replaced by a swirling void that devoured everything in its path. In the abyss, time lost its meaning, and consciousness became a fragmented mosaic. I felt myself unraveling, my identity dissolving into the infinite expanse of the Enigma woods. As the void swallowed us whole, a haunting whisper lingered in the emptiness. "Welcome to the eternal dance, my guests. The Enigma woods shall weave,